I have some good news. So let's see what is. Welcome back to my golf channel where I just sharing my journey of understanding what the golf is and how we can become the best version of ourselves in this game. Actually, currently this is mainly me that is trying to understand it, but as you will come and so on, and don't hesitate to ask questions, to create some community, to have feedback, to have some discussion about golf, about this game that we all enjoy. And so today we are reviewing the month of February. Yes, I know I'm late. But as I said in my previous video on the review of January, I'm making the two very close. And so probably February I will remember a little bit more than January, because January is very far. But what I want to tell you is, yes, I have some news for the month of March. The video coming soon are about I bought a TrackMan. Yes, so I will post some videos about it, about my unboxing and so on. So this, I think that's going to be interesting. And also from now on, maybe not March, but maybe April, I think I will change also the video I make, maybe add some tracer and also the data of the TrackMan. I don't know really how I'm going to do it, but I think that can be interesting to see, to be more transparent about what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So we'll see. Let's move on to February. What happened in February? Let's see. We'll see, exactly, because when I made the video I didn't remember what happened. Coming back the level 1 and 2 swing. So I do remember this session actually, where the main thing my coach told me is I'm not rotating through enough. And this is not new. I mean, this is something that actually people generally coach have said about my swing and so on. And I try to change that, but for me it doesn't make any sense. Why in the way I'm swinging the club until now, if I'm rotating more, I'm just pushing the ball out of the window on the right. So I try to rotate more without doing that, and then it was complicated and so on. So I try to also. It seems that I mean, I'm not pushing enough with my left leg and so on, but that's later. So here you can see something very interesting is I tried to rotate very aggressively with my hips, but what happened is my left heel at this point, instead of having my left leg pushing into the ground in order to rotate the hip to create really the power, actually my left heel come off the ground as I'm rotate. You see here? So basically what it means is I'm rotating without the use of my left leg. And so I'm using primarily my right leg to rotate, and also just an upward motion of my overall body in order to rotate the hips. So that's absolutely not what I wanted to do. So I did try a way to rotate a little bit more aggressively, just to see what was happening and so on. But as I say, this wasn't the way to go about it. So once I saw this video on this angle, because I never used this angle almost, I understood that okay, the way I was going about it is not the way I want it to go. Because this is that when you're improving your swing, just doing the motion is not a guarantee of having the result you want, because you can fake it, but that's not in golf. That's not the way it works. You cannot fake it and make it. Yeah, the motion you're doing this is a chain reaction of motion that you're doing one after another for good reason, and so that's why I've always been in trouble with people telling me you should rotate more. Why? If someone just tell you should do one thing without telling you why, without telling you the all other things that you need to do, it's like in order to drive a car, you need to enter into the car. Yeah, okay. And then if you want to go faster, you need to change the speed what speed level. I don't know what to say. Yes, okay, but there is a shit ton of other things that you need to do in order to be able to do that. And so, just telling you, yeah, you should rotate more. This is just telling you 1% of the story, and so they hope that by telling you that, you are going to figure out all the other things. So when you are seeing a coach, a golf coach, you expect him to him or her to explain you why you should do that. But the issue is, and I think that's normal for most coaches, because they tend to work with people that are not very good or average, let's say, in golf, and so they don't need. But for me, that start to have some good understanding of golf, I need to understand why. I need to understand what's going on, and because I know if I just rotate things, I cannot do everything else the same way. So if you tell me I should rotate, you should also tell me what other thing I should do in order to, if I rotate, strike the ball well. That's why you see often you go see your coach breaks your swing, and then you are not able to swing for a very long time. I think that's just because the coach is not that good. Because if he is good, he's going to tell you, okay, he's going to identify, okay, your issue is you need to rotate more, but why? What do you need to do in order to be able to strike the ball well while rotating more? And that's a good question, but I think most coaches don't ask this question. But anyway, so this session, let's come back. What was this session about? Gaussian rotating from the inside, throwing the club over the top of the downswing. Okay, don't understand what I've written. So level 1. Maybe this is because I think, I think my coach said that I was getting too much from the inside on my level 1 swing, and that I needed actually to get my club more coming. I mean, my path was too from the inside out, and I needed to get it a little bit more neutral, because on the level 1 swing that I have, this is really about precision. This is about wedging and so on. But the issue here, is trying to get the club more on top, I'm crossing here, which actually makes the club come more from the inside. You see, if the club is pointing in that direction, it's going to go more from the inside in the downswing. That's just the way it works. Well, anyway, I'm not sure I remember what I did during this session. Also, if I kept it was probably cold. Yes, I think we get. So you can see here, I try to shift and feel that the momentum of the club come back in front to actually make the path a little bit more direct towards the ball. I'm shifting and boom, I'm trying to throw the club in front of me. That when I say over the top is something like that, a little bit more like that. Okay. Sockets. Chunk it, I think, in English. Anyway, let's move on. And still I'm getting off the plane, which is very bothering to me. With the short club I'm getting across, and with the long club I'm getting flat. And actually I want the opposite, but what I understood actually today or yesterday was that I need to rotate more my hips and not just restricting them, and almost restricting more my upper body rotation. Because if I'm moving my upper body, my arm move also with them, with it, and so my arm move across my body, and then that get my club in weird position. Let the driver. I really try to build the lag and keep the lag as I'm rotating and coming from the inside, and then releasing it to get some push draw motion and so on. Let's move on to the next session. Using the dynamic of the golf swing to get the club more exterior rather than interior. So let's move forward. So what I say by saying the dynamic is, as I said just earlier, is if my club at this point crosses the line, you remember, it will go from the inside. So in that session, I think what I did is I tried to really get the club flat exactly in that position at the top of the backswing. So when I'm coming down, it's coming less from the inside at this point. You see, it's less from the inside. And so the pass is more direct towards the ball. So I think this is what I've tried to do during this session. Using the dynamic involved in the golf swing in order to get the result I want, instead of trying to do it, because as we saw, trying to get the momentum in front of me wasn't enough to get the pass I wanted. And the issue was primarily about my backswing. And also I started practicing my level 1 swing on multiple clubs, not just the very short, but all the way up, I think, to 7 or 6 iron. But the issue is I'm not able to put a lot of power, so this is a shot that I may use. I may use because this is a low ball flight with very low spin, but I mean, in terms of when it's windy and so on, that can be very useful, but it's not something that I'm going to use all the time. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, driver again. Let's go. Helicopter. Vertical hand release. So this one mean instead of trying to roll the hand for the release, like closing the club cursors, it's more about doing this motion instead of this motion. Like you're coming, like you're flipping the club, but if you are doing it right, you are not flipping it. Let's go, let's go, let's go. More from the inside and keeping lag longer. I think that one it's more for the driver maybe. I'm not sure why it will be interesting for the other club. I don't know. Let's see. As always, we start with the wedges. Smooth, slowly, we warm up. The club is very nice. The position is absolutely perfect. Come from the inside. A little bit, but not too much. Looks good, looks good. Okay. Good return. I don't know, I have nothing to say about it. Let's move on. Ah, yeah, I know why I have nothing to say about it. Because you see my phone here. I was watching a TV show. So I like those kind of, that's why I was doing this swing and not the other one, and that I had a return very smooth like this is because I like doing those kind of thing where actually I'm just relaxing, not trying to see, actually forgetting about the technique. And to do that, the best way I found is just to look at TV show as I'm as I'm practicing on the range. And so I keep my AirPod on, I watch a TV show, I'm not thinking about the technique. And actually for me that's something very important, because I tend to just focus way too much on the technique, and so and also changing way too often. So having a way for me to just practice without thinking about the technique is very important. And so that's really chill. I like to do it on the evening, watching the TV show I want to watch at home, but I'm doing it on the practice range. And that's also something I came to understand, is it doesn't matter if you want to become really good at something, and whether or not it's golf or anything else, it doesn't matter what you do. The important thing is doing it. It's just spending time practicing the thing you want to do. Of course, at the beginning, there is a lot of things that you need to learn, practice, to be precise and so on. But once you start reaching a certain level, it's no more about that anymore. You need to practice a lot. And in order to... I remember a quote that I found somewhere, that the difference between the good and the great is the great are able to endure the boredom of repetitive training. And so that's why, as I said, it doesn't matter how you practice. The important thing is to practice. And if I enjoy watching TV show as I'm practicing, that's good. That's good. Because I'm spending time doing something, getting better at something while enjoying the moment. Because this is that you don't want to go train and force yourself into it. Because you are able to do it once, twice, but at some point you will hate yourself for making you do the thing you don't want to do. So you need to find ways to train that actually make you enjoy the moment, enjoy the practice. This is really important. This is something I really understood. That's why I also bought a well putt in my apartment, so I can practice putting, being at home. Because not the painful thing, but what's boring about putting is, especially during winter, it's cold. It's difficult to. I mean, you just really have to love it in order to go and do it during the winter. And so having somewhere I can put at home, watching also TV show, music, or anything else, or even just when I wake up, I do a few putts whenever I want. I'm capitalizing and I'm building some practice. I'm building practice over time, and this is about that. This is the cumulative hours you are doing over years, and it does. Of course, at the beginning, you need to focus on qualitative training and so on. But at some point, you just need to repeat the same thing over and over in order to get stuff into your subconscious. So the important thing is just practice. That's, I think, so. It comes from a quote I remember about, I think, Zen meditation or maybe Buddhist and so on. Well, if you want to learn to paint, just paint. If you want to learn to walk, just walk, and so on. And yeah, whatever you want to do, you just have to do it. Just keep doing it over and over and over and over. And that's not rocket science, but the key thing here is, if you want to be able to do it for years and years and years, you need to find ways to enjoy every single session of practice. If you don't want to go do it, don't go. It just means either you're tired, either you are not ready for it, or the way you are practicing doesn't make you enjoy the game more. And so you need to think back about, okay, maybe I'm doing something wrong in the way I'm practicing, because you don't want to go practice without the will to do it. You want to go to practice. And so that, I hope it makes sense. But yes, the will to go practice is as important as just going practice. And so, because to get good, you just need to do it. You just need to practice. But if you want to be able to do it for years and years and years, you need to enjoy every single session. Anyway, I'm rambling, but let's move on. Session 5, let's keeping the left arm straight, pushing down through impact with the driver. Okay, better understanding of the momentum of the club and swing in the downswing with level 1 thing. Okay, a lot of things. Because something I really try to get with this level 1 is a swing that is extremely relaxed, that have absolutely no compensation, that just flow naturally all the way until and through impact. So yeah, I don't have to do almost anything. I just have to put the right energy at the right moment to get the club moving, and then the club is moving efficiently and without any effort. Yeah, basically I want my the level 1 swing to be an easy swing. So because an easy swing is a swing that you can repeat and repeat. over and over. And that's a very good key for consistency. I'm not looking for power, so I'm removing as much unwanted movement as I can, and I try to keep it as efficient as possible. But I'm not there yet. The whole part, backswing, transition, here, that's good. But here I'm kind of, that's not, I'm blocking, and that's not fluid. I'm still lacking something through the hitching area. Also, yeah, I just thought about it, but I just found out how you can put tracer on your video. I found the app, and so I'm going to do it. It's going to be awesome. I saw that there is some trace that actually are completely fucked up because the thing just didn't match. But overall, it's not that bad. I think 80% of the time it's actually catching the ball pretty well. So yeah, we'll see. It's going to be more interesting because now. So yeah, with the driver, I was trying to keep my left arm extended through impact because I thought that I was moving up, and that's actually what was closing the club face and make it difficult for me to actually get straight. So I tried really to keep my left arm straight and down as my body is moving up as I'm pushing into the ground. To avoid early release and so on. But anyway, let's move on. Simplifying level 1 swing with 1-2 motion. Okay, maybe I started doing some weird stuff in the previous session where I started to implement some 1-2-3 swing, 1-2-3 tempo with the level 1, but the core level 1 is really a 1-2 tempo, just you moving back, you moving through. Simple as that, nothing more complex. And so I just think about it, but I'm putting together my goal, my putting distance system. So if this is something that interests you, maybe I will do a video about it, how I'm building my distance, because you never hear about it, about putting distance system, distance system in putting. Just okay, you need to practice your distance control and so on. It's actually, yeah, but just have a system that actually you can practice. Like I don't see why with the wedge you say okay it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. I mean for your backswing, and each of those have some distance, and so this is what you are doing in order to get accurate with your distance. So why not doing the same thing with your putter as you move your putter back and so on? And so this is the main idea. And so I pushed it really far, this idea, to the point to even calculate the physics of the pendulum of the putter in order to to get some distance control that is natural with the gravity. But anyway, maybe I will do a video about it. We'll see. What's going on? Let's go. So I'm doing level 1 swing, and with a very long iron. I think that maybe this is the 7 or the 6 iron. Level 2. My AirPod just don't hold when I'm in level 2. Just useless to keep them. So I bought the other one, the AirPod Pro. It's like they are even worse. We shift, rotate. And try to get the club in front of me. I don't know what I did. Anyway, and the driver. Something weird actually happened with the driver. It's not weird, but I got very tired during February and this month March. I think I did some kind of burnout and so on. It's not just about golf, it's other stuff in my life. And so my speed started dropping a lot. And I don't know if having a big backswing, yes, 1 week before coaching session and building wedge system. Let's talk about that. So yeah, just before we move on, it's I don't know if having a long backswing like that, which create easy power. I'm easily into 110 miles per hour, 110, and so I don't know if I'm just relying too much on that and just relaxing and not trying to go after it because actually I'm already giving enough power, or maybe or maybe I'm just too tired. I mean, let's face it. I didn't to recover. I actually didn't do a workout for almost 2 months now. As I said, I'm tired. So I mean, maybe the drop in my speed is just because of that. So let's just recover, go back on track, and start building up this speed again. But I think for now I'm moving. I'm getting better. I'm feeling better. But I think for now it's just really about just recovering, and the speed will come with it. So yeah, I'm warming up and so on. I don't know if I put actually the wedge session, the session I did with my coach. I think I did. So yeah, yes. What? So no, I think this one is another one, but we will see what kind of actually wedge system. So here, what he said to me, it's important. Of course, if I'm driving the ball relatively far and the golf course are not in France are not very long. It's not like a PGA Tour level golf course. So I'm probably going to have a lot of wedges or short iron. So that's important that I know my distance and that I'm able to control this distance. Because until we started implemented that, until I start actually seeing him, I didn't know my distance. I just had a rough guess of my distance, and actually I'm not that bad at guessing. I tend to have the right club almost all the time, but because it's not clear, because I'm not sure, I think that adds some doubt in my mind when I'm swinging on the golf course, and maybe this is what caused me to miss green and so on, because the very big weak spot of my game on the golf course is actually getting green in regulation. So I need to change that. I need to actually find a way to hit more greens. And so you can see what he told me is just try to punch more the ball at impact, to get a backswing that, let's say it's a 2/3 of or half swing, and just try to stop at impact, or just 1/3 after impact. And by doing that, you can see it's some kind of motion like this. I punch the ball and I try to stop as quick as possible after impact, and try to manage distance with those two variables: the length of my backswing and also the length of my follow through after impact. And so we've built a system with that. It just I don't really like. I mean, because it's really hard on the wrist to actually stop at impact. I like to have things relaxed, to be just to swing without much tension, and this creates a lot of tension. I feel of course it's good. It creates some. It's more in control. I'm managing the distance pretty well, but I just don't feel comfortable with it. So when I saw him for the first time, I told him that my main issue was to fix my technique, and what he told me is primarily that in order to fix my technique, I need to be in line with I need to like my technique. I need to really love it, and I don't love that. I don't like punching the ball. And maybe I can do it. What I want is having a backswing, an acceleration, and a follow through that is natural. I don't want to force myself into having a short follow through. I want to have a short follow through because my swing just make it short. I don't want to have to force it like this. For me, I'm just accelerating way too much. I'm stopping way too. It's just hard over. I'm just adding layer of energy on top. I'm the kind of person that love preserving energy, not expending it or wasting it. So I want my energy I want my swing to be efficient, to do what it's supposed to do without adding energy. I want to remove energy, be more efficient. Anyway, let's move on. So this one was more about really trying to, because okay, in terms of distance, I was really good. I was able to manage the distance with my coach, because he has a TrackMan, so we have seen that okay, in terms of distance I was able to manage it, but in terms of direction that was just awful. I have no idea where the ball was going. It was just in every direction. I mean, okay, the distance was good, but I was just feeling awful in terms of direction. I have no clue where my ball was going. So during this session, I tried to repeat the system, but trying also to find some comfort zone, to find my comfort zone in terms of direction, to have some idea where the ball is going. And so the way I was doing it, I was just trying to shift and throw the club at the ball without moving anything. And so what happened is actually my club path was too far. My club face was shot at impact, and so I tend to pull almost every shot you see here was a little bit left. I remember, and so that wasn't very good, even though. And also, what I don't like is really, I'm accelerating very aggressively and I'm stopping very aggressively. I mean, to be consistent with that, that's just not my way to go about it. So, but I understand. But I mean, there's also something important that I want to share with you, and actually that I understood about having a coach. Uh, this is not about the coach having it right all the time. It's about them giving you the right direction in which you need to evolve, and also to have some checkpoints, because I'm seeing him every week, and so every week I need to say, okay, this is what I did, this is what I have improved on, and so I need this way I have some accountability on my progress, on my improvement. Because if you don't have if you don't not talking about to anyone, you may train, but the results are going to come a lot slower, because you don't have to actually show result. And having someone that actually is going to ask you, okay, what is happening, what you want to improve, and because I'm paying him, I'm spending some money, I want this money to be spent in the right way. So I want each time I'm going to see him to say, okay, I have worked on that, this is the issue I find, this is where I find to be comfortable, where I'm finding to be not comfortable, and so on. So we can do something during this session that is useful, and so on. And just having that forced me to actually be efficient and in the way I practice a lot more than I was before. I hope I'm clear. So I don't expect him to actually have all the answers. I just expect him to show me to be someone that I need to be accountable to, and to show me the direction in which I need to improve. At this point in time, it was my distance control. It told me that, okay, the next stage in your training, in your development as a golfer, you need to master your distance. You need to, your swing is good, your technique is good, now you need to control your distance. I think I still can improve my technique, be more accurate, be more precise, but now the distance aspect of my game becomes the most important part I need to work on. So yes, so this is what he showed me. The first the session that we have put together in order to build this distance system. Okay, we made a try. We try something. I don't really feel comfortable about it. I think I need to talk about that with him, but that's fine. At least I'm moving forward in a direction that is good, that you know I need to move to, I think. Anyway, so anyway, let's move on. I was really struggling to not get the ball going left. And each time I was just keeping the club face open, actually it was going right a lot. So, session with my coach. Okay. I think that was the pitching one, this one. Trying to repeat the system. Yeah, actually what we did here was trying to go with longer club on the system, trying to see if we can have something interesting to see the result. If I am able to Am I able to be consistent with it or not? Is it something that I'm going to use on the golf course? And as I said, actually, yes, this is something I can use because it's going to give me a very low ball flight with low spin, and so in windy conditions that can be very useful. If I want, for instance, to have a ball that come at the beginning of the green and roll towards the middle or the end of the green, that can be also useful. It just gives me more option, and so we test to see if I'm able to actually hit the ball well with that. And yeah, that's it for today. So thank you for watching, and I see you soon. Bye bye.